In a world filled with questions, where wisdom knows no boundaries, join us on a journey of enlightenment and endless learning. Eternal Teachings. TV. Discover the eternal.
World War II is often remembered for its major theaters in Europe and the Pacific, but its impact extended far beyond these regions, reaching deep into the Middle East. The Islamic world's role during this conflict is a multifaceted story, rich with intrigue, shifting alliances, and the strategic imperatives of global powers. To understand the Middle East's involvement in World War II, we must delve into the complex interplay of politics, ideology, and cultural identities that shaped this turbulent period. Adolf Hitler, the infamous leader of Nazi Germany, harbored a peculiar fascination with Islam. This interest was rooted in his perception of a shared warrior ethos and a certain cultural alignment with Germanic values. Hitler admired the historical achievements of Islamic civilization, particularly its contributions to science, art, and architecture during the Islamic Golden Age, most notably in Al-Andalus, medieval Spain. Hitler believed that Islam's martial spirit could have aligned well with the Germanic tribes, had the Battle of Tours in 732 not halted Islamic expansion into Europe. He speculated that if the Franks, under Charles Martel, had not triumphed, Europe might have been unified under Islam, creating a powerful and cohesive empire. This admiration extended to the belief that the military prowess and discipline inherent in Islam could have been advantageous for his own war efforts. Heinrich Himmler, one of Hitler's closest confidants and the architect of the SS, also saw potential in exploiting Islamic sentiments for Nazi goals. Himmler recognized the strategic importance of the Middle East and sought to harness its resources and manpower. To this end, he attempted to use Islamic rhetoric to rally support for the Axis powers. Himmler's efforts included outreach to Muslim leaders and communities, emphasizing common enemies in British colonial rule and Zionism. This strategy was not merely propagandistic. It involved concrete actions, such as the establishment of the Handschar Division, composed primarily of Bosnian Muslims, who were mobilized to fight alongside German forces. This division, named after the traditional curved sword of the region, was a symbol of the Nazis' attempt to align themselves with Islamic warriors. The Middle East during World War II was a mosaic of diverse and often conflicting allegiances. Various Islamic countries and leaders chose sides based on their own national interests, colonial histories, and ideological leanings. Idris of Libya. In Libya, Idris, the leader of the Senussi order and future king of Libya, saw an opportunity to rid his country of Italian colonial rule. Siding with the British, Idris hoped that a British victory would lead to Libyan independence. The Senussi fighters, known for their guerrilla tactics, became valuable allies to the British in the North African campaign, contributing to the eventual defeat of the Italian forces. Anwar Sadat and Egyptian collaboration. In contrast, Egypt presented a more complex picture. While the Egyptian government was officially neutral, many Egyptian nationalists, including the future president Anwar Sadat, sympathized with the Axis powers. Sadat, along with other members of the Free Officers movement, believed that an Axis victory could help them achieve independence from British domination. This led to clandestine collaborations, such as espionage and sabotage efforts against British interests in Egypt. Iraq, a battleground for influence. Iraq became a critical battleground for British and Axis influence. The discovery of vast oil reserves made Iraq strategically vital. In 1941, a coup led by Rashid Ali al-Gailani, supported by pro-Axis factions, temporarily overthrew the pro-British government. This prompted a British military intervention to reinstall a pro-British regime. The ensuing conflict, known as the Anglo-Iraqi War, highlighted the region's volatility and strategic significance. Anti-Semitic violence in Baghdad. Nazi propaganda found fertile ground in Iraq, exacerbating anti-Semitic sentiments that had already been inflamed by Zionist activities in Palestine. The most tragic manifestation of this was the Farhud, a violent pogrom in Baghdad in June 1941. Fueled by anti-Jewish rhetoric and the political chaos of the time, this massacre left hundreds of Jews dead or injured and marked a dark chapter in the history of Iraq's Jewish community. The war in Syria. Syria, under French Vichy control, became another flashpoint in the Middle East during World War II. The Vichy government, collaborating with the Axis powers, allowed German and Italian forces to use Syrian territory for military operations. This posed a direct threat to British control of the Suez Canal, a critical supply route for Allied forces. British invasion of Syria. In response, the British, along with Free French forces, launched an invasion of Syria in June 1941. The campaign was marked by fierce battles and significant casualties on both sides. Despite initial resistance, the Allied forces succeeded in capturing key cities, including Damascus and Aleppo, securing the region and preventing Axis expansion. The local population, however, largely supported the Axis, viewing the British as imperialist oppressors. The Jewish community in Palestine was divided in its approach to the war and the broader struggle for a Jewish homeland. Zionist factions ranged from socialist to revisionist ideologies, each with its own strategies and alliances. The socialist and centrist Zionists, led by figures like David Ben-Gurion, were staunchly opposed to the Nazis. They viewed the Axis powers as an existential threat to the Jewish people and aligned themselves with the Allied forces. These groups focused on building Jewish self-defense capabilities and cooperating with the British to prepare for a future independent state. On the other hand, the revisionist Zionists, led by Ze'ev Jabotinsky and later Menachem Begin, were more pragmatic in their approach. While not supportive of Nazi ideology, they were willing to consider alliances with any power that could advance the cause of a Jewish state. Menachem Begin's Irgun, a paramilitary organization, even explored the possibility of collaborating with the Nazis to secure Jewish autonomy in Palestine. The conclusion of World War II did not bring immediate peace to the Middle East. Instead, the region became a focal point for Cold War tensions and decolonization struggles. Despite their weakened post-war positions, both Britain and France sought to maintain their influence in the Middle East. British control over the Suez Canal and oil-rich territories remained a priority, while France aimed to reassert its dominance in Syria and Lebanon. However, their efforts were increasingly challenged by emerging nationalist movements and the shifting global power dynamics. In response to these external pressures, the Arab League was formed in 1945, with the goal of fostering political, economic, and cultural unity among Arab states. The League became a platform for addressing regional issues, including the Palestinian question and the struggle against colonialism. It marked the beginning of a new era of Arab solidarity and self-determination. The Middle East during World War II was a region of immense strategic importance and complex political dynamics. The war's impact reverberated through the region, shaping its future in profound ways. From Hitler's fascination with Islam to the intricate web of alliances and conflicts, the Middle East's wartime experience is a testament to the interconnectedness of global history. The legacy of these events continues to influence the region's politics and identities, reminding us of the enduring significance of this pivotal period. This narrative provides a glimpse into the multifaceted and often contradictory roles played by the Islamic world during World War II. It highlights the intricate tapestry of motivations, alliances, and struggles that defined this era, offering a richer understanding of the region's historical trajectory.